Hey, you guys want to see something cool?
Sure.
Whoa. Whoa.
You think that's cool? Watch this. Unlimited popcorn!
I can't hold it for much longer!
Hey, welcome back to Kidz Review Crew.
Today we will be reviewing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This movie is about Rey going on a journey to find out more about her past, present, and future.
This movie stars Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Billy D. Williams, and Adam Driver. Let's get started.
Okay guys, we're back from watching Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and all I can say is, holy smokes. Let's get right into this review. First of all, let's do a poll. Who has seen all of the Star Wars movies, the previous Star Wars movies?
I've seen the latest two.
You've seen the latest
And
two?
this one.
Alexis?
I've only watched The Last Jedi and Rogue One.
And what about you?
I watched The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, and Rogue One.
Okay, so everybody has a good understanding of the Star Wars history. Yes, James.
I've seen all of them.
I assumed that when you put your hand up when I said.
Three times?
3 times, wow. Okay, so
I don't know.
So you would consider yourself a bit of a Star Wars fan?
Let me think about that.
Okay, get back to us on that. Okay, so what did everybody like most about this movie?
I liked how the writing kind of showed us like a new side to all of the characters and kind of deepened how the understanding of the universe and how everything is kind of connected by the Force.
Right.
I also enjoyed the writing.
Okay.
I thought it was really funny.
There were some good funny scenes, that's true. Reese, what do you think?
Well, I liked most of the action, like fighting scenes where like Rey was fighting Kylo Ren, and when Finn was trying to help Rey not fight like Kylo Ren, and he wanted to keep her safe. Mm-hmm. So those were kind of my favorite parts.
There was a lot of action in this film, that's for sure. Non-stop action.
I liked it because it had a lot of twists and turns, but there was also, for me, there were some jump scares for me, but it was a really good movie.
Okay, and what about you?
I liked all the new interesting characters they brought in. And there were some old characters that came in, and it was an emotional
Roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay. I think everybody here has seen The Last Jedi, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
It
James,
was garbage.
you saw it several times.
Yes.
Okay. We're not reviewing The Last Jedi today, but you didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it.
Okay. I was going to say, is this movie better than The Last Jedi? Yes. So obviously to you, the answer is yes. But what about you, Reese?
I think this movie is better than The Last Jedi because it's more like action themed.
Yeah, I think it's better than The Last Jedi because it's jam-packed with a lot of cool and new stuff that you wouldn't know in The Last Jedi. So I liked learning about the new stuff, and about Rey because it goes in depth about Rey.
Yes.
So.
Okay. James, I think you already gave us a bit of an idea of your perspective on The Last Jedi. Can you maybe expand a little bit?
Well, I mean, it's not garbage, but it's definitely not my favorite Star Wars.
Which one?
Oh, The Last Jedi.
Okay, thank you.
I feel like The Last Jedi didn't make a lot of sense. There are lots of things that just you'd have to watch it. No spoilers for people watching if they haven't seen it. I'm sure you have. But I feel like J.J. Abrams should have directed The Last Jedi, and I feel like that would have been a lot better. I just feel like it doesn't make sense in this movie. This kind of tied it all back together.
I think everybody agrees with your comment about J.J. Abrams in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite character in all the Star Wars movies?
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus? He's in the movie?
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
What do you think the appropriate age is for this film? Let's start with you, Addison.
There's some really nasty scenes in there that Yeah, 6 and 7-year-olds, no. But then again, we have like Jumanji and all this stuff that all the little kids are going to watch, and there's like bad words and stuff in it. So I would say probably 7.
7 and up?
Yeah.
Okay. Alexis, what do you think?
I would say 8 because there is some violent scenes inside. Like there's, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, don't give away. But the film is called Star Wars. It's kind of hard not to have violence in a movie called Star Wars, yeah.
And it's a little bit hard to understand.
Right.
Like for me, I was asking some of them questions about in the movie, so I would say 8+.
8+. Okay. What about you, Reese? What do you think?
I'll give this movie a 8+ because I think like there's a lot of cool scenes, but I don't think like the little kids will understand like what's happening, and I guess they'll like kind of be like a bit scared. So I give this an 8+.
Okay. So it's very consistent across the board, pretty much. I mean, all of the violence scenes, I think, in all the Star Wars movies are generally handled in a fairly non-gratuitous way. There's a lot of stormtroopers killed.
But
it's
some of them fell hard.
Yeah, they fell hard, but I think it's not very gratuitous in the sense that there's not a lot of gore that goes along with it, and I think that that's intentional to keep the age a little lower. So I would agree with your perspective. My grandson saw his first Star Wars movie ever, and he's 7. So I think 7, 8, in my opinion, as well. Now, obviously, this movie is not really a kids movie, so the co-watchability question may not necessarily be appropriate in this case. But do you think that parents are going to enjoy this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because if they've grown up on this is like the last one. So maybe like.
Well, the last one of the Skywalker saga. I'm sure Disney has lots of ideas, and Kathleen Kennedy's already talked about some of her future plans for
like
the
at the
series.
end of this one, when
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
I know, but I'm not spoiling it.
At the end of the movie, there was
There's-
credits.
But there was a question before the end of the movie, which I think is gonna lead to like a Star Wars show on Disney Plus, like another one.
We already have The Mandalorian, of course. Yeah,
Go watch it.
yeah, it's really good.
Go get it.
I was disappointed Baby Yoda didn't show up in this movie,
Yeah.
but I think I said to you before we started rolling today, this film, I saw it in 1977. This movie inspired me to want to be in the movie business. And
Phil Nassau would not be here
Yeah,
if it
exactly.
weren't for you, Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, I literally walked out of the theater and asked the manager for a job at the theater. I just so wanted to be part of the movie business because of Star Wars, largely. So, yeah, I think that adults would like it. That's my opinion too. I'm curious, who here are actually Star Wars fans?
I love how the camera's panning over to me.
Okay, Alexis, not necessarily. No. What about you?
Disappointing.
What about you, Addison?
Wow.
I think you sort of told us before. You said that the series doesn't make any sense. So
Yes.
okay. And what about you, Reese?
I think I'm a mini fan.
A mini fan.
A mini fan.
Well, that's better than no fan at all. We talked about the fact that, perhaps you need to see some of the other movies to really understand the timeline, particularly since this one's wrapping up the entire saga, the Skywalker saga. But do you need to see them in order to enjoy this movie?
I say maybe watch the newer ones with Rey, Finn, and Poe to understand this movie. But if you want to get like more into depth and understand like everything in the movie, you might want to go watch the whole all the movies.
I think that you don't have to watch everything. If you just want to start it and just watch this one, then you can go back, you can. But I think you should start from where Rey and Finn and Poe started.
Okay. Now, as a mini fan, and somebody who hasn't seen the entire series, can you enjoy the movie without seeing the rest of the movies, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. That's important, I think, because the saga's so long, and you guys weren't even born when the movie started, so.
Yeah, it's like 1977.
Yeah.
Force will be with you. Always.
Okay, guys, we're down to the point in the show where we actually have to give our reviews, our final numbers as to how you like this movie. Remember, our scoring system is 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. So what are we going to rate this week's?
Droids.
Droids?
Yeah, droids.
Do we want to specify which one?
BB-8.
No, Conehead. Conehead.
The new
Dio.
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 Okay.
Dio.
So we're going to rate out of Dios. Let's start with you, Reese. We'll go in order of the crews. What do you think? 1 to 5.
I'll give this a 4.5.
Okay.
I really like this film. It was pretty good. I give it a 4.5 because it's an awesome film and other people should watch it too. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Addison?
I would give it a 4.5 as well because it was very good and I liked it. But it wasn't like, it was this far away from being like my favorite movie of 2019. So far right now, my favorite movie of 2019 is still Detective Pikachu. So if anyone can live top of that bar.
We don't have much longer for
Beat
2019.
that, yeah.
Okay, 4.5 for you. Alexis?
I would say a 4.5 too. It was very good, but for me, since I haven't watched a lot of the Star Wars movies, it was kind of hard for me to follow.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
Okay. And James? By the way, James, did you cry during this movie?
I cried 3 times. It's so emotionally burdening.
Yeah, you think so? Okay. I found it emotionally relieving in some ways, but okay. Your rating, sir?
I'd give it a 4.9 to be very specific. I thought this movie was really, really good. I just didn't think it was perfect. There were a lot of things I noticed that I thought were a little bit weird. Like how, spoilers, sorry.
So you've penalized it 1/10 because of what? As a Star Wars fan who's seen them all several times, what would have given this a 5? What would you have changed to give this movie a 5?
Less CG.
Less CG. Oh, really?
Yeah, because I
Okay.
noticed a lot of the ships look very CGI,
Yeah.
and I liked how in the original movies they used models.
Right.
And I thought that though the visual effects for the ships look really good in this movie, but I feel like to give it more of the Star Wars feel, it should be more practical.
Okay. Well, guys, that was a terrific review. Thank you so much. And I think that it's pretty clear that you guys like the movie a lot. From non-Star Wars fan, or sorry, mini Star Wars fan and non-Star Wars fans, but also super fan. Everybody seems to be quite happy about this. What I found really interesting is I looked at Rotten Tomatoes just before we came on set today, and they're only giving the movie 58%. It's actually rated at this moment. It might change before this airs. It's actually rated as rotten. And that's the critics. Now the critics are reviewing it either like they love it or they hate it, but I found it shocking. How do you feel about that when they tell you that?
Rotten Tomatoes, better watch out because I'm heading down to that head office.
No, remember, Rotten Tomatoes is only an aggregator, so they're only collecting other people's reviews. That's what the reviewers are giving it collectively.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
That doesn't warrant that? You think? Well, if you were the Rotten Tomato guy, what would you rate this as in terms of the Rotten Tomato score?
97.
Really?
Yeah.
Tomato.
So you'd say it's fresh?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a fresh
okay.
tomato.
It's fresh.
Certified fresh.
Certified fresh. Okay.
It's a tomato.
Thanks for watching.
You all follow us on social media right now.
Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Join us next time when we review Spies in Disguise. Caca! Caca!
Now, did you guys like the Star Trek crossover in the movie?
No.
What's Star Trek?
When Captain Kirk entered the Millennium Falcon.
I don't understand.
Captain Kirk was on the Millennium?
You didn't see him?
No.
And Mr. Spock was there as well.
Oh yeah!
Here we go, and action.
Okay, we're all freshly back from watching Star Wars.
The Rise of Skywalker.
We're gonna start that again. Freshly back from watching Star Wars: The Last Jedi. No! Alexis,
Wait, what was the question?
did you enjoy Frozen 2? Do you think this has inspired you to go back and watch them to understand some of the backstory a bit?
Bless you. Wow.
Okay, let's go. Everybody sit back. Thank you.
Oh God. Oh, my butt is falling off.